right, cool. So let's get into here. So I pulled up the address. This is the address for that apartment complex that you guys have the sheet. Pass that sheet around. So I'm going to pull it up. We're going to go to satellite. And I just make it really easy, you know what I mean? So we were just doing, I believe we were just doing the brown buildings down this one. So I pulled it up here. And what we'll do is we'll zoom in a little bit. We got the clubhouse. There are things that you're going to want to do, like clubhouses, garages, for free. It's a great way to say, hey, we're going to, instead of the competitor charging for these, we're going to throw those in for free. Still a $30,000 project. It's going to take my guys an hour to hit one garage. You know what I mean? No time at all. They're on the building. They run across the street. They hit the fronts of the garage. It's just a no-brainer, right? There was an apartment complex I won because they were getting other bids. It was like $120,000 or something. And I said, look, I'm going to throw the curbs in for free. You're talking 60 buildings. There's like 4 different A, B, C, D, you know what I mean? Like rows, huge, of curbs. I said, I'll throw them in for free. She was like, no way. I said, yeah. We're just going to soft wash them. We're going to treat them. They're going to look really, really good. But we're going to throw them in for free for you. That everybody else we're charging for. You think that sealed the deal?
No, yes.
I said, we're going to make this property pop. It was everything, you know, roofs, exteriors, breezeways, concrete, and then I do the sidewalks for free.
What if they only called you for that?
For the sidewalks?
No, for the pool house and the pool deck.
Like if this out in Shreveport?
Well, no, here, local. If you had a local one, says, hey, you know,
we get that all the time, yeah. And then we just do the clubhouse and the thing, but I'm going to give them a proposal on the whole property.
Okay. So
package A is clubhouse and pool, and then package B is, you know, roofs and exteriors. Package C is everything.
So even though they only called you for that, we're going to bid the whole thing.
That's the model.
Okay.
Yep.
That kind of technical question on that job. Did you guys shoot those roofs with 12 volt? With a 12 volt?
Yeah, I shoot everything with 12 volt.
And they were on a ladder? Or
no, we walk these roofs. Okay. On apartments, we tie off and we got a roof anchor, and then we actually spray them all from the roof. Because I can spray this roof in an hour and use 30 gallons of sodium hypochlorite, you know.
Well, could you do that also for the president of the association, for a large association of condos?
Oh, yeah.
Something for them, and then have them go to the meeting and have them introduce you to all of their people.
Exactly. Yep. You can even do a half and half roof, you know what I mean? Do the pictures, present the pictures, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the stuff you want to do, you know what I mean? For sure. All right, so in here, guys, we're just going to right-click. So there's a couple ways you can do this, and I always double check my map. I quote a property usually about two different ways. I'm going to go off of square footage, and then I'm going to go off of units, and then I'm going to go off of how much time I can do in a day. So I know, like these roofs right here, I could do, like I said, take us an hour, right? So we know minimum we could do what? 8 in a day. I work 10-hour days on a commercial. So I know minimum I could do 8 of these roofs in a day. That's smoking it, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times these apartment roofs, they're not fully dirty. Like the backs are dirty, the fronts are dirty. You know, not really the whole roof is dirty. So like me and Don were down there in Georgia, last week? And we popped into the property and the property manager was like, yeah, I'm new. We just got a new ownership. And guess what? We want a bid on the roofs. Literally just walked in. And so we're bidding the roofs. And then she calls back and she's like, oh, I got a sister property. We need a quote over there too. Bam! By walking in.
The roofs in Columbia, Maryland, they weren't dirty at all.
They weren't dirty, and we were cleaning them. I clean roofs, guys. That's what I'm talking about.
You treat.
Treat, thank you, yes. We treat clean roofs. That's exactly right. So that's what we're talking about. So measure distance. So real quick, we're going to measure the distance. We're going to come in here, and then we're just going to draw. And this might be, you know, spot on. It might be off by a little bit, but you're going to see the difference here, right? So now we're going to go over here. All right, so we got 5,000 square feet, right? So I'm going to pull out my phone. So do you guys have that proposal out there? Okay, good. 5,000 square feet times 0.14. So I'm not doing a pitch on this one because they're walkable, they're easy. So we're walking them anyway, so I'm not really worried about that. So I don't do a pitch on these ones. If you get a steep one now, you're going to do the pitch, because if you were to lay that roof out flat, it's going to be way wider than the building, right? So then you would do a pitch on that. So this one was 5,000 square feet, and then at 14 cents, So roofs are going to be different. So sometimes we're getting 26 cents on residential, right? But on commercial, you're talking an hour, right? You're talking an hour. So usually these buildings too will have what, 24, if it's 2-story, you're gonna have 24 units in it. So let's see what this looks like. 24 units times $45 a unit.
Well, most of the time the vegetation isn't nowhere near as bad on apartments either.
Exactly, and that's exactly, yeah, commercial's a whole different ballgame. You spray, you go, you're moving, time is money, you know, you got 60 buildings, you gotta be zooming through them. You're not taking, you don't have to take that much protocol on that home.
I know the biggest thing on the Columbia job was just pre-wetting the AC units. They were like the big thing from the oversight.
Exactly, and yeah, that's what we're doing, wetting the AC units, and that was the biggest thing.
Right.
The landscaping on apartments have the thick, hardy leaf on it that you don't have to really worry about. You just do one coat of water, hit the AC units, and then go. And we were moving through those buildings quick.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they don't take any time. Who has that proposal real quick? Cole. Did you guys get to see it yet?
No, it's coming out.
Yeah, pass it through real quick. That way I can see the proposal. I want to show you what we're doing here. So again, we have 5,000 square feet times 0.14 comes to $700 for that roof, right? Then we go off the units. So that's off the square footage. Now we're going to go off the units because we know that building right there has 24 units in it because we know how many units total it was on the property. Then we break it down per building so we know how many units. So then we'll go 24, 24 units times $35 a unit comes to $840. So I normally would bid that roof at $840 at $35 a unit. And I know I can do that in an hour. Pretty good money, right?
You said that by unit is how you do the proposal for the gutter cleanouts also, correct?
Correct, yeah.
It's usually like 20, 25 a unit.
$20 is the top. We're normally at $15 to $20 per unit for gutter interiors, and that's just going up on the roof, backpack blowing it out, right? And then I have a guy on the ground backpack blowing all the leaves and back in the planter beds and stuff like that, cleaning it up, making it look really good.
Pat, that $35 a unit was just for roof cleaning, correct?
Yeah, roof cleaning, yeah. And normally we're at anywhere from $35 to $65. Up in Maryland, we were at $85 a unit.
Jeez. Pat, you're saying unit,
It's like 4 units per floor if you walk in the building. 4
Yep.
apartments, those are the units.
okay. So you're not discounting, you're not measuring the top of the roof, you taking and breaking it down and making it per unit?
No, he's doing it both, just to represent yourself.
Okay.
Indeed. So, you know, we know how many units the whole project is. So on this one, so we'll scroll out here. So we have $11,520 on it. So we're going to scroll out. But this is an easy way to go ahead and look at these roofs, you know, and count the buildings and know how many we can do in a day as far as roof cleaning, and get a proposal, a budget proposal together, right? So now you're doing those unsolicited proposals. You can even go in and have somebody overseas doing this measuring stuff. You're paying them like $5 an hour, I think. Are you doing that?
I hired somebody. It was like, it was like $3.50 an hour.
Yeah.
Like over in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Wow.
So $3.50 cents an hour in the Philippines, and all they do is take apartment complexes and measure out all the square footage so you can put in a bid, and you can also get the units and bid it on units and make it even easier. You know, but I like bidding them both ways. That way I know I'm on track. Because sometimes the units, if you're looking at condos or you got a 3-bedroom apartment, the apartment's really, really big, right? Or the building's really big, and it'll have less units in it. So then at that $35 a unit, you're doing $700, but it might be on a $2,000 roof cleaning. So you got to double check your math and make sure that you actually fly over the property and look at it and make sure it's not condos. Condos are different. This is an apartment complex, so you're going to have more units in that building. Condos, you might have 2 units in it, but you have the buildings the same size. Then you're at $250 a unit. Make sense? So then you take that square footage of the building. So say it was $800, divide it up by 24 or by 20 units or 24 units. That gets you your per door price. Make sense?
So we did an apartment last year, and we did the roofs, or not the roofs, the gutters,
which we smoked.
Yeah.
The buildings were smoked, and the concrete just killed us.
Just because it was so much concrete.
So much concrete, you know, doing it for pennies on the dollar, and we found that it's just, if we're bidding just concrete, I don't want to do it.
Yep. Well, why are why don't you just bid it high?
I did on one, and the PM said, "Hey, you come down to here, I'll give you the gutters, I'll give you everything else."
Gotcha. To spruce it up.
Yeah.
So that's when sometimes we're like, all right, we'll come down there, but we're not surface cleaning, we're just treating it. That way it looks good after a couple hard rains.
Oh, these were gnarly.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
You should see some of the ones we do down in Shreveport and Baton Rouge. They are black. And we'll go in there with a 4.5%, spray it all down, and we tell the tenants, it's in the notice, we have yard signs that we put out at each building, and it's like, hey, watch out, there's sodium hypochlorite on here, bleach, you know, watch out for that. And then we quote it low to fit their budget, right, but we're just spraying it, we're in and out. I mean, we're doing, $5,000 a day on some of these apartment complexes.
So you're just leaving that and letting it rinse?
Yeah, after a couple hard rains, it's gonna look like it was pressure washed. So you just set that standard up, right? Hey, if we're gonna give you something, you gotta give us something, right? So instead of surface cleaning, if you're paying, you need to pay for surface cleaning because it'll kill you. Like I didn't even think the guys were gonna make it back for Christmas. Like we were hustling, and I had 3-4 crews out, and we're like, it was down to the wire, man. And they literally came in, I think, 2 days before Christmas. And I was like, shoot, we had a big old Christmas party that year. You know what I mean? Because we were doing concrete. It takes a lot of time. Surface clean, treat, surface clean, and make sure it doesn't have lines.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time. But we're at like $30 usually a unit to do concrete. So I don't know if that proposal has concrete on it or not. Yep, sidewalks. So we were at $57.60 just for sidewalks on that property, on this one right here. So let's look at what that looks like. And look at the concrete. There's not a lot.
Soft washing or pressure washing, man?
That was soft washing down here.
So you typically charge
More for surface cleaning. But you want to look at the property. Like there's one concrete walkway here. There's like a couple here, right? And this one comes in here and then it meets up to a T. You know, there's 3 in the front of this building. Now if they have concrete all the way around the back and then they have a dog trail, you know what I mean? We've done some where their concrete is nuts. And there's like walking trails and there's concrete all out here. I bid all that over the internet, you know what I'm saying? And then we break it down per unit. They like to see everything per unit. And then that way we'll put in a line item and how many units it is.
So what would you be more like 40, 45 if you're surface cleaning concrete?
Yeah, yep. So this one, I forget what this one was at. I don't have it on this one, but it is in there. But yeah, we were at $57.60 on the concrete for this. And that didn't take us any time at all, you know. You just spray the roof, come down, spray your concrete, and then once we do the buildings, then we hit the flat surface cleaner. So it stays on there for like a day. That way all that's emulsified, and then you come through the surface cleaner and mow it right down. So it depends on where you're at though in the country. You know, when you're upstate and stuff, we have to surface clean all that stuff. When we're here, surface clean. Once we go further south, you don't have to, you know. And you got to set the expectations up with that property manager too. We have that relationship where it's like, all right, we're soft washing this one, we're pressure washing this one, and they're like, cool, right? But in the initial, when you're getting your feet wet, you might want to surface clean and charge accordingly, and then say, hey, next time we can maintain it and get them on an every 3-year rotation. That's what I do. All departments we do for one of our management companies, every 3 years we're rotating.
Hey, Pat, are you still at 17 cents on the soft wash, or you change the price on the park?
Yeah, that's for residential. On this stuff, we're usually around 14-15 cents.
You drop it down for commercial?
Yeah, because now you're doing it in volume.
Okay, but now if you want soft washing, is that even cheaper, or is it still the same?
No, it's the same. Yeah, same 14 cents. Soft washing.
Surface cleaning, you're gonna jack it up higher.
Oh yeah. Surface cleaner is going to be higher per unit. Correct. So like we might be $30 on soft washing and then 45 on surface cleaning.
But that's 14 cents for the building wash.
Yeah.
Soft washing.
Yep. Soft washing of the buildings is 14 cents. Roofs are like right around 14 cents. You know, you have less square footage though on the roof. If it's 2 stories, you're gonna have more square footage on the vinyl on the buildings.
Right.
So it works out really good. But on that one, again, getting the site map and then the number of units and stuff like that.